You would kind of have to decide, Arlene, how you would feel about where you stood in your college class, whether you would rather be in an easier school and toward the top of the class, or in a harder school and toward the bottom of the class.
I think I would gain more by being like in the middle or the top than being at the very bottom, not being able to, keep up with everybody else.
Do you want a college course then, dear, where at the end of 4 years you would be finished with your education and able to go out and make a living? Or do you want the kind of course where at the end of 4 years it is likely that you would be going on with your education?
I'm not sure right now. I think I want to go 4 years of college, and maybe if I become a teacher staff, and then I can always take courses again, go higher, get a higher degree. Or I think a social worker or a psychologist has to go 5 years.
Or 6 years or 7 years. It would depend on what you chose after that.
I don't think I want to go more than maybe 5 or 6 years, or more than 5.
Well, I think you've given me kind of a pretty comprehensive idea of what you're looking for. And then I would have to ask you, sir, the hard question of how much could you contribute to your daughter's education?
Well, that's a hard question to say, because if she lives away from home, it's a different story altogether. If she's at home, it's another story.
Right.
So, but the way she's talking, she doesn't want to stay home. So I would say maybe about $1,000, $1,500 is about the best I could give her a year to go away to college.
Then it would seem to me that, Arlene, that the most realistic way to plan it would be to think about where you could go if your father could give you $1,000 to $1,500, and then to try for scholarship in some other places that might be somewhat more expensive. But I think you kind of have to plan for where you would go if you didn't get any financial aid from someone. I mean, you always have to, you can look at the brightest side about where you would like to go. You can have all your dream schools. Then at the bottom, you ought to have some college of last resort where you could be sure that you would go if none of your dreams came true.
Rona is the recipient of a $10,000 Hero Scholarship for any college anywhere in the country that she wants to go.
I guess I'm not saying she's college material, but at least she can have some type of education following.
She can go to any college and do whatever she wants.
Tell me again, do you think you want to go to college? Do you think, what courses are you going to...
You're lying to the man now. You don't want to go to college.
Well, I do, but not the kind of college you want me to.
What kind of college are you going to go to?
I want to be a cosmetician.
Well, that's not a college, is it?
It's a beauty culture.
It's a beauty culture. Well, it's not a college.
Right, but it's...
The requirements for that are different than college.
Yes.
You don't have any foreign language.
No.
You don't have any algebra. You don't have geometry. So that actually, as far as going to college, you're not being prepared for a college. Do you feel that you are disappointing your parents by not going to college? Not telling the truth.
Yes.
You feel your parents are disappointed?
My father?
Your father is. Tell me, would you feel better if you knew your father really accepted the fact that you didn't go to college? Do you feel a bit guilty for not going to college?
Yeah, you say.
Well...
That you're disappointing your parents?
I'm disappointing my father, but I don't think I feel guilty about
not going. You don't feel guilty at all?
Not guilty, because it's my life.
It's your life.
I feel that what I want to be is more important than what he decides for me to be.
I see. But you know your parents are disappointed. Your father in particular. You can't undo the past. Even if somebody has made a mistake and been wrong and unfair, you can't undo the past. The only thing you can do is try to do better in the present so that the future will be better. So what I'm suggesting to you, work as hard as you can, do the best you can, and confer with Mr. Schuster about this, and let's see what happens at the end of the 14th month.
No.
Okay? Do you go back to class now, or are you through?
Thanks again.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Goodbye. Oh, incidentally, how about Jim?
This is the strongest child in the school.
What are you going to do the next year?
Well, I'm getting my makeup.
Yes. And that's necessary for graduation, you know.
It is?
It is. She has to pass.
I wish Dr. Goodersee was as smart as she is strong. All right, thank you, Doctor.
very strong
I'm
girl.
going to ask your daughter a question. How did you feel about that remark that your father just made? You liked it? Good.
There is a car in a student's driveway blocking the exit of two other cars.
But I don't believe in giving. Listen, give them jobs. I don't believe in giving. Or we earn it a little bit. Right. Yeah, I think people have got too much relief going on. That's too much to a point where they're giving all the time. I heard a woman say
on the Protestant ethic.
there's so many facets to this. I don't believe in what Bill says. I don't believe 100% in what Bill says about giving things away. I never think that anybody appreciates anything. Look at your own children. When you give them, do they really appreciate it? No. Sometimes if they work for it a little bit, Bill, they appreciate these things. Take this money we're giving away to the world of foreign aid. They're laughing at us. Ramming it right down your throat. Sure. Actually, that foreign aid businesses, we put them on their really giving money to the guys who are buying from the rich people, from the manufacturers over here. That's where the money's going. It's not just being given to them any other way. But the thing is, there's so much money being wasted.
Yes, W.H. Silvers. And what was he trying to do? What was his purpose? Yes, Adele?
He's trying to establish an 8-hour working day for a mechanic who works really by working.
Yeah, well, he wanted higher wages. He wanted an 8-hour working day, but he tried to unite. This is an important thing about this union. He tried to unite all labor unions of the country into a federation membership. What on the horizon, or what existed that forced labor to turn to collective bargaining? What was there a lack of?
Communication.
Yes, communication, lack of security, concern for the job. The important thing is this. Let's get to the beginnings. First of all, there was a lack of security. Second of all, there was a lack of communication. The attitude of the employees or the employers towards the employees with regard to working conditions, with regard to living conditions, with regard to wages, very little communication.
All right, we have evidently a great imbalance in American society. We have, on the one hand, we have an affluent society, and that's one America. On the other hand, we have another America. And by the way, it's the name of a good book by Michael Harrington called The Other America. And what is this other America? Another America that's not America of poverty, America that's not sharing in the affluence of American society. And King was there to try to uplift this other America. Do you know what the Department of Labor says should be the comfort level of a family of four, a man, a wife, and 2 children? What they should earn to be comfortable, not moderately comfortable, not affluent, but just moderately comfortable in our society. You know what the figure is? Any idea what it is, Christine? How much? Yes, a little over $9,000. So you can imagine, what percent of the American population earns over $9,000? It's not the majority. Let's determine some of the attitudes in this class and see how we can. All right, how many of you would be a member of a club where a minority members of the club are Negro? How many would accept that situation? You would be a member of a club if the minority of the members were Negro. All right? Okay, fine. Put your hands down. How many would not be a member of a club? All right, how many would be a member of a club where half of the members were Negro members, the other half were white? All right, put your hands down. How many would not be a member of that club? All right? Remember, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just, I was just trying to determine what attitudes are.